If you've been following along with my PC flipping series, you know that I am a huge shill of the fish tank cases. Fish tank, fish tank.
Fish tank.
Now obviously there's tons of different knockoffs, tons of different alternatives to the original Lian Li O11 style because, let's face it, as beautiful as those are, when you're flipping PCs, 150 bucks for a case is a bit much. One of the very first videos on my channel was a case review on the DIYPC Q1, which is the predecessor of the now updated Cube01, which ironically enough, they literally released this like the day I posted that video, or right around the time. So an update has been long overdue. So let's talk about what's new in this case and how we can make it go from this to this. So as you can see, the case that it comes in, nothing's really changed. Still the good old Cube1 look. Now, when we open up this guy, come on, okay. Yeah, I have been making some videos on my flipping series with some ATX cases, and I have honestly forgotten how lightweight this is. That is definitely one of my favorite things about this case, and let's make that the first point about this one, is it's incredibly light. As you can see, beautiful little case. Let's talk about what hasn't changed. Number one, it's extremely lightweight, which is incredible. Number two, the aesthetics. You know, when I'm flipping PCs, I tell people fish tank cases really just make you be able to upsell it. It makes everything look so much better. Like you could throw in a Ryzen 2600 and a 1060 6GB in here and it would look like an incredible PC. And I've actually done that, by the way, so go check out this episode. Another thing that's still the same is this beautiful corner piece. As you can see, that's all glass. As opposed to the Q3, which also has had an update. It's the Q3 V2 now, which we'll talk about in a different video. So we still maintain this corner piece. That hasn't changed. The major difference of the Cube01 from the Q1, its predecessor, is this one does not come with any fans. So essentially they've taken the previous design and let's make it a little bit cheaper by just not including the fans, which honestly for me isn't a big issue because if you remember from my previous case review of the Q1 and the Q3, the fans were one of the biggest cons of those cases. So the fact that they're gone, and I always replace them with the thermal right fans anyway. So if you're looking for speed in your flips, you're trying to get a ton in and out all the time, not having to take out and install fans is really, really helpful. So in this case, I think it's a win if you're replacing it with thermal right fans or other fans because you don't have to go through the work of uninstalling them. Not necessarily a win if you like the case fans and just keep them in there and to sell them, in which case the Q3 is what you should be looking for. And now another major difference again between the Q3 and the Q1, or in this case, the Cube01 and the Q3 V2, is the motherboard. Which the motherboard's slot in this one, I'm just gonna bring it all up to you real quick. This one's also the narrow version, so that hasn't changed at all. So you'll still need something like the Gigabyte B450M DS3H Wi-Fi that it can fit in here. But I really like this case. I really love working in these DIY cases. I personally think that the DIYPC fish tank cases are the best alternatives or knockoffs or whatever you want to call them. I've tried about 3 or 4 at this point. One of them is the GameMax Infinity Mini, which was kind of clanky, wasn't as great. I've built in that. I'll probably make a video for that in and of itself. And I just think it's really hard to beat the look of this one because of the price. Super lightweight. Obviously it is cheap material compared to like the Lian Li cases, or Corsair also does a fish tank now. My point is, if you're a PC flipper, if you want to build a PC that looks incredible in a fish tank, like this one I'm currently listed on my PC flipping series, go ahead and check that series out if you want to see if I'll sell this one or not. I think the value is tough to beat. These usually revolve around anywhere from 55 to 65 bucks on sales and different occasions. So I definitely recommend this. This is PC Flipper approved. All right, now let's get you out of here so I can show you some specific stuff myself directly. All right, I got you on my hands now, so let me show you some of the stuff here. So this is the narrow motherboard slot. As you can see, this, if you put anything bigger than the narrow ones like the Gigabyte one, it's going to go over the fans over here. Classic punch-out PCIe covers, which is not my favorite, but it is what it is. Lots of space for case fans. The back one here and the 2 front here, I always do exhaust and then intake. The previous one actually used to come with 3 exhaust rather, which was kind of interesting. And I think upon testing, some YouTubers also said that that actually was fine. But I always do 2 intake, one exhaust, and then if you want, there is space, as you can see down here, for 2 more fans, as well as 2 more up here. So I think there's plenty of space in this one. Comes with all these connectors. Has everything here you need. This is what the back of it looks like. There's a hard drive cage right here, which if you watch my flipping series, we never use because we don't do hard drives in our flips. Plenty of space here for a full-size PSU. And honestly, plenty of space to route any of your cables. Like, you can really get anything through that you want. So yeah, I really like this case. That's what the back looks like. Plenty of space to hide. I don't use a hard drive in here. I just go ahead and put all my extra cables in there, and it works out great. And yeah, plenty of space. 10 out of 10 recommend.